Today we'll be looking at this 1600 watt 24 volt pure sine wave inverter in collaboration with AliExpress. Thank you for sending me this product for review and test, as it is part of my ongoing project for the DIY powerwall. As you can see, my powerwall is coming together, and I've included this little inverter for testing. I'll eventually be adding a hybrid inverter and obviously more parallel packs to power some heavier loads. But for now, we'll be testing this little 1600 watt inverter. I'll go onto the product page now and tell you some of the specs. Here is the product page, and it's actually quite a popular inverter on AliExpress, over 900 sold. And I've picked the 1600 watt variant, input voltage 24 volts, output 220 volts, 50 hertz for Australia. So you can obviously choose whichever inverter type and voltage for your use case and your country. So interesting enough, they even have a 60 volt inverter or 72 volt currently sold out. Very expensive though. 60 volt, 48 volt, 24 volts. And yes, this capacity here, 1600 watt, is actually the surge capacity. It's only capable of half that for continuous loads. But $70.76 with my coupon codes, you'll be able to get this at a great price. So we'll scroll down a little bit further, and we can see the reminder here. So the inverter of 1000 watt, continuous power 300, peak power of 1000. So for mine, 1600 watts, continuous power 800 watts, peak power 1600 watts. So it's basically to handle your surge. And I don't have an oscilloscope, but we'll be able to test for pure sine wave shortly with an appliance that really needs pure sine wave. And here we just have some information on if you need to run 24 volts, you can join them in series, your 12 volt batteries, or if you want to join four groups of 12 volts batteries to get 48 volts, or 5 groups to get 60 volts, etc. But I don't have to do that because I'm using lithium ion with 7S, which is giving me 24 volts. So if I go to my model here, which is the 1600 watts, rated power 800 watts, peak power 1600 watts, 50 hertz, 220 volts output. So this variant can actually go up to 60 volts as well if you order that one. And it's only 1.1 kilos, suitable for electrical appliances within 700 watt power. So yeah, 800 is the maximum theoretical continuous. All right, so that is all from there. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's not much more to do with an inverter. You just plug it in and you turn it on and it works. So the model I have just has the on switch, on off switch, the voltage, and this is great, it's got a universal plug. So if you look on my setup, I have it attached to a 40 amp fuse, which by my calculations is enough to do the maximum continuous draw. And it's coming up all the way to the positive bus bar there. And the same with the negative line, all the way up here to the negative bus bar. So yeah, always use a fuse. In the box, you just get the inverter and you get 2 pretty thin cables with alligator clips or clamps, battery clamps, which I don't recommend you use for big loads at all, just for testing. Get proper cables. And over here we have the AC out, DC in, power button, and there's a fault light also as well there. So to test this, its pure sine wave inverter, I have an EcoFlow River 2 power station. And to charge this with AC, you really need a pure sine wave inverter. This is very picky. So if this charges, then this is really a pure sine wave inverter. And I expect it to be a pure sine wave inverter because this is very popular on AliExpress. And it's got good ratings, so I assume this will work. So I'll put the AC plug in and I'll loop you back in. Okay, the AC plug is in. I'll turn the power on. The fan starts going. Here we go. It's ramping up. I think this will do 330 watts max AC input. Oh no, 350. Maybe it's 350. And the fans haven't even come off yet. It's not even breaking a sweat. It might go on in a second. But there we go. That is basically pure sine wave. Otherwise this wouldn't charge. And, oh, the fans come on. Can you hear that? There we go. I also like how it's got, well, it depends on what you like. For this size inverter, these screw terminals are fine. Just make sure they're very secure, very tight and snug. You don't want to be introducing some resistance there and melt that point. And we can see my active balancer is lighting up because it's getting some load drawn, and the BMS is lighting up as well. So this is more than capable of running this inverter. There we go. So don't forget to check the link in my video description for this inverter. You don't particularly have to get this variant. You can get the high ones or the low ones. Actually, in hindsight, I probably should have got a bigger one because I actually do like this, and it matches the Dali BMS in terms of color as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention that all these things, I'll leave them in my AliExpress page because they're all available for you to get, all part of my DIY Powerwall project. This is part 4, adding the inverter and testing it. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow along for the journey, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.